All right, so we're diving deep today into, well, let's be honest, a bit of a David and Goliath situation brewing in the FA Cup.
That's right, Liverpool taking on Plymouth Argyle.
Liverpool, obviously the Premier League giants.
And Plymouth, well, they're fighting to climb back up the ranks in the championship.
We've got some good pre-match analysis here. Really paints a picture of what to expect. I'm thinking this could be one of those FA Cup matches where anything could happen, you know?
Oh, absolutely. The FA Cup always has that potential for an upset. It's what
Yeah.
makes it so exciting.
Exactly. So let's start with Liverpool. I mean, their form lately has been, well, dominant is an understatement, wouldn't you say?
No argument there. They're on fire.
Yeah.
That 4-0 win against Tottenham in the EFL Cup semifinal, just phenomenal. Secured their place in the final against Newcastle, too.
Speaking of Newcastle, didn't Liverpool also just crush them in the league too?
Yeah, just a few weeks ago, another dominant performance.
It's like they're on a mission, right?
Mm.
Aiming for that quadruple this season. Premier League, EFL Cup, FA Cup, and let's not forget the Champions League.
And they're looking pretty good in all of them, to be honest. Comfortable lead in the Premier League, already through to the last 16 in the Champions League.
Okay, so back to the FA Cup. They had a pretty smooth start, right?
Oh, yeah. They made light work of Accrington in the third round, another 4-0 victory.
But there's a but there.
Well, their away form hasn't been quite as stellar. They've had a couple of hiccups recently on the road.
Interesting. So maybe Plymouth has a sliver of a chance here if Liverpool aren't quite as sharp away from Anfield.
It's possible. Some analysts suggest their high-pressing, attacking style is just more effective at home with the crowd behind them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anfield can be a pretty intimidating place for visiting teams. Okay, so let's shift gears to Plymouth Argyle.
The underdogs, for sure.
Big time. But, you know, they got a history of punching above their weight, especially in the FA Cup. I mean, look at their third-round win against Brentford.
Ah, yes, that was a statement. Brentford's caused problems for a lot of top-tier teams this season, but Plymouth shut them down.
Exactly. So they've shown they can handle the pressure, pull off an upset. But it sounds like they've had some changes since then.
Quite a few, actually. Morgan Whittaker, the guy who scored the winner against Brentford, he's moved on to Middlesbrough. And their manager at the time, Kevin Nanskavell, the one who orchestrated that victory, he's also stepped down.
Wow, okay, so some key figures gone. Not to mention they've been going through a bit of a rough patch in the championship, right?
Yeah, they went on a pretty long winless streak there, 15 games. It was rough. But they finally snapped it recently, a good 2-0 win against West Brom.
Oh, all right. Maybe a sign of things to come.
Possibly. Ryan Hardy seems to be finding his form. He bagged a brace in that match.
Okay, so a glimmer of hope there. Plus, I remember, didn't they give Liverpool a real run for their money a few years back in the FA Cup?
You're thinking of the 2016-17 season, right?
Yeah, that's the one. They held Liverpool to a goalless draw at Anfield, even forced a replay.
Right. They were incredibly resilient that day. Their defense was rock solid. So they've proven they can frustrate Liverpool before.
So maybe, just maybe, they can pull off another shocker.
Stranger things have happened in the FA Cup, but it's a tall order, no doubt. This Liverpool side is even more formidable than they were back then.
Right, they're firing on all cylinders. So it all comes down to Plymouth's approach, doesn't it? Can they come up with a tactical masterclass to stifle Liverpool's attack? Or will they try to go toe-to-toe with them?
Well, their new manager, Miran Muslik, he's got some tough decisions to make. Sit back too deep, and Liverpool's relentless pressure will eventually wear them down. But if they push too high, they risk leaving themselves vulnerable on the counterattack.
It's a real tactical puzzle, isn't it? I mean, you can't just park the bus against a team like Liverpool. They'll find a way through eventually. But then again, you leave too much space.
Yeah, it could be a recipe for disaster. It will be fascinating to see how they set up, what their game plan is.
Absolutely. This is what I love about the FA Cup. You get these clashes of styles, these underdog stories, and you just never know what's going to happen.
It's the magic of the cup, as they say.
So, all right, if you had to put your money on it, what's your gut feeling? Liverpool cruise to victory, or Plymouth pulls off the unthinkable upset?
Honestly, it's tough to bet against Liverpool in their current form, but then again, Plymouth's shown they have the grit, the determination to defy the odds. It might just come down to who wants it more on the day, who's hungrier for that victory.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh,
We'll just have to wait and see what unfolds on the pitch. It's going to be a match you don't want to miss, that's for sure.
no doubt about it. Will Plymouth recapture the magic of their previous FA Cup run and pull off a historic upset? Or will Liverpool's dominance reign supreme? It's a question that'll keep us all on the edge of our seats.
Well said. Thanks for diving deep with us on this one. We'll be back next week with another fascinating matchup to dissect. Until then, keep those predictions coming.
See you next time.